welcome to BDTV Roundtable, where we take up issues in our country and dissect them to your understanding. Today, we'll be discussing two topics, and that is the expected return of suspended Governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Fubara, to Government House on the 18th of this month, and of course, the recent warning by Sheikh Gumi, an Islamic cleric, to the military and other security agencies in Nigeria not to provoke the bandits in Katsina State. These are the two issues we'll discuss today, and of course, as usual, I have in the house two gentlemen, the Sunday editor of BusinessDay, Mr. Agomuo Zebulon.
Thank you for inviting me.
And of course, Mr. Chuka, Uroko, the assistant editor at BusinessDay here.
Thank you for inviting me to the program.
Gentlemen, you are welcome.
Thank you.
Like I said, the suspended governor of Rivers State is expected to return to Government House, Rivers State, on the 18th of this month. I think that's Thursday. I mean, just a couple of days down the line. Having been suspended and removed from office on the 18th of March, 2025 by Mr. President, President Tinubu, who imposed emergency rule following a political crisis in Rivers State, sparked by disagreement between the Fubara and, of course, the 27 lawmakers in the state who are loyal to the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike. You'll recall during the recent local government election in the Rivers State, Wike, who was on ground to cast his vote, actually said that Nyesom Fubara was expected to return to Government House on the 18th of this month. So we are looking forward to that. The president is back in the country. We are too, and perhaps maybe that's one of the reasons the president had to cut short his vacation overseas to come back to Nigeria to maybe supervise that return of Fubara, or maybe lift the suspension in order to leave the emergency rule in order to allow Fubara and the members of the State House of Assembly to return to the office. And so let's get into it. And I will start with you, Zeb. Ibo Ete-Ibas, who was appointed the sole administrator in Rivers State following the imposition of emergency rule by the president, said he has achieved the mandates of the president. And people are wondering, what really was the mandate of Mr. President to Ibo Ete-Ibas? Zeb, what was his mandate? Can you?
Well, thank you, Josh. The military sole administrator said he was given a mandate, and many of us are not privy to the mandate given to him. So it may not be correct for me to now say he has achieved or not, or he has not achieved. But from what we could see, what he did, and when this emergency rule was clamped on the state, people hazarded a lot of things. People alleged that the presidency in cahoots with the minister of FCT just wanted to grab Rivers State, and riding on the crest of alleged lack of peace or disturbances, saying that Rivers State is an oil bearing state, and that whatever that happened to Rivers State may disrupt oil bearing or oil exploration activities and the revenue. So Ebock may have been foisted on Rivers State to restore peace.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know if there was any threat to peace in Rivers State. What they had that time was political disagreement. They had political disagreement. Governor Fubara was not agreeing with his godfather, who has gone to Abuja as the FCT minister. And the standoff between both politicians divided the rank and files of the people in the state. And that may have been the reason why they termed that the state had become ungovernable, and they took it away from the governor. Restoring peace, people also accused Ebas of enriching himself, going beyond his remit, because people are saying that going as far as approving without the National Assembly had to approve bogus budgets running into billions for him. Where he spent this thing, nobody knows. In fact, people are calling for his probe to know how he spent and where he spent all those money. So the onus still lies on him to tell the world what those mandates were and what he has achieved, because the jury is still yet out. I am sure that when Fubara comes, people will be able to speak out to say the sole administrator should come up and tell us what he has done with a lot of millions. By the way, people are still not happy that a sole administrator went ahead to appoint a REC chairman for the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission and went ahead to supervise the election. And in the course of
and swore them in.
A sole administrator. So he really went beyond his remit. But like I said, the jury is yet out on what were his mandates and how far he went in delivering on those mandates.
Thank you, Zeb. Let me come to you. Don't you think that Igbo Etebas perhaps has achieved, has brought about peace? Because you recall that one of the immediate things that triggered the emergency rule by the president was the explosion that rocked a pipeline in the River State, and I think that was the immediate thing that made the president to step in immediately. And then, of course, so all throughout the period of in the 6 months that is ending in a couple of days, we didn't hear any such thing. It means that perhaps he was able to do something beyond all of the political things that we have seen. But he was able to at least stop further explosion in the Niger Delta, or maybe oil pipeline.
Thank you so much, Zeb, Josh, for your question. But just like Zebulon has said, it's difficult really to say this is the mandate given to the sole administrator to achieve. But if somebody tells you you have achieved the mandate of the president, well, we were not there to know what was the mandate given to him. Perhaps just to go and stay on the seat there for 6 months and make sure that this young man doesn't come near that place. Perhaps it also means go and do the things he has just done, all the things he has done that are in normal circumstances aberrations in a democratic setting. He's going to appoint REC, who will outlive him. That man will be there while he goes.
Yeah.
He has installed local government chairman who will stay here when he goes. He has been given over 1.something trillion budget.
Yes.
And then since nobody knows, has seen, Rivers people cannot pinpoint, or people from even outside the state cannot say these are the things that this man did with this money. It is still perhaps part of the budget, because that budget was given accelerated approval.
Yeah.
So somebody wanted the money. When you get it, keep it. So this is just know that it is not for you to spend. That could be a possibility. So if the man tells you he has achieved the mandate of the president, don't forget that that man was not supposed to be there in the first place. And he has run his 6 months. And if absence of explosion in a state means the same thing as peace in that state, I think he might achieve something, because there was none all through his 6 months stay in the Rivers. But everybody knew that in some other parts of the country, worse things happened. and yet nobody thought about declaring imposition of state of emergency in such places. So there is more to what happened in Rivers than the eye could see. But let us just hope Fubara will return as planned, though there are indications that perhaps he's going to come back. If the president says that cut short his endless, what do you call it, vacation, the president is eternally on vacation. There's no time where the president is not on vacation because he's more on air than in Aso Rock. So if he's coming back really because of that thing, it means they mean well. And I think they will do that because it is also something for, they have already stationed everything they need to make the governor come back and just watch them. Well, I think we'll still come to that.
Okay. Okay, just before Zeb, during the Thanksgiving, what Ibagete called a Thanksgiving for a job well done in Rivers State on Sunday, we saw that, from what we are hearing, a lot of people that were supposed to be there did not show up during that Thanksgiving, including even some traditional rulers. A lot of them did not actually, except for the chairman of Rivers State Council of Chiefs. The rest actually didn't come. So many people did not. People are wondering, could this be an indication of the people, so to say, letting the sole administrator know that, look, we were not too comfortable with the fact that you were imposed on us, or what will you attribute the?
Whatever anybody may say now may amount to guesswork, because in as much as I have not gone to those who were absent to ask them the reasons for their not being there, it may be uncharitable on my side to say they boycotted the event because they were not happy. That may not be okay. But what I may say generally is that it's unfortunate that we have reduced the churches to a place of mockery.
Exactly. Yeah.
Anybody can just go into church to say whatever he likes and to say, I've come here for Thanksgiving for what? Many River State indigenes are still not happy about what has been going on in the state in the last 6 months. And the peace you are seeing in Port Harcourt or in River State generally in the last 6 months, it just could be described as the peace of the graveyard. Everybody just maintain what is going on. My colleague here alluded to the fact that there has not been any explosion in any oil field in the River State since Zebulon came on board. But it could be that just people were just quiet. People kept quiet to say, well, let us watch out what is happening. And everybody is maintaining his peace. So staging a service, Thanksgiving, is just the way we have really moralized everything, and we go to church to hide our sins, pretending that we are very, very churchos, and when we are doing a lot of evil. For Christ's sake, why not go without going to church to do whatever Thanksgiving? Thanksgiving for what? Thanksgiving for who? Thanksgiving for Abbas, because he was never expecting that after retiring he will be called upon to come and chop for whole 6 months, and nobody is probing him. If you know what that man must have made for himself within this short period, the way and manner Nigerian politicians do their things, you'll be shocked that he may have gotten more than he got all through his service here. And nobody is probing him. So to that extent, he could be justified for going for Thanksgiving, to thank God for remembering him when he has even retired, after retirement. It was a plus, huge plus. So, and he remembered his strength. So that is, to that extent, going to church to say, let's throw a party for what has happened. I think he was right.
To the extent that he went to bring his brother from Cross River State.
Yes, you can imagine that to come and be a chairman of
So
in Rivers
the tap is turned on. Even I would still be turned on after him.
Everything is, in fact, those he never helped while he was in government, in the military. He was able to carry them along this time. So everybody congregated to say, to God be the glory. So that's what I can say on that.
Let me just say, Josh, I once had cause to ask one pastor. I visited so many churches, and I find that every church door is wide.
Yeah.
There's no church door that is narrow. He said that the reason church doors are
Open.
are wide and thrown open is that everybody and everything can come in. It is now left for God to know who to choose and identify those who actually worshiping him in truth and in spirit. So, jokes apart, that man's visit to the church is because church is a liberal society. Otherwise, that kind of person should be chased out of the church for coming.
Why? I mean,
because
he didn't do anything wrong.
Let me just lie.
Because he was appointed by the president to go do a job,
But
which he had
everybody has is in agreement that his appointment is an aberration, especially given the circumstance in which River State was. There was no justification for his appointment. But to the extent that maybe,
in your opinion.
Yeah, in my opinion,
Yeah.
to the extent that, I already resting on my own. We see how God just wants to help person. I was just on my own. And they say I should come and do this kind of
Come and chop.
Come and chop. I've been invited to chop. And I have chopped, and I think I believe I'm satisfied. Therefore, let me go and thank this God that made it possible.
Yeah.
But when you talk about Rivers people not being satisfied with what he did, and perhaps that explains why they were not in church. How do we now explain the absence of the key actors? And especially the man who masterminded his, allegedly, masterminded his appointment. Wike, even if Fubara was not there, perhaps somebody can say, that man is annoyed. This was somebody who usurped my seat for 6 whole months. Why should I go and rejoice with him? So Fubara, to that extent, is justified for not being there. But this man who said, we need somebody to come and sit here while we resolve our differences, for not being there, a lot that speaks volume.
He may have avoided, you are referring to Weekend. He probably may have avoided that place because of what people say. But of course, we can't. It's neither here nor there.
Wike is not somebody.
For Fubara, we hear that he was out of the country. But I don't know whether he's returned as we speak. But Fubara was not in the country, and I would not also know whether Fubara would have attended if he were in the country. He were in the country. But that's let me move on to Fubara himself. He's expected to return on the 18th, which is Thursday. If the president is able to lift the emergency rule. What are your expectations as Fubara is expected to return on the 18th of this month? What will you say should be his focus when and if he returns?
Thank you. I see a governor that will return castrated. Someone that will return, mines have been laid around him. Someone, when he was not around, local government chairmen had been appointed in his absence. They said they were elected. 23 local government chairmen. He didn't contribute in the emergence of any of them. Then the members of the House of Assembly that will come back, Amawule fashion.
Yes.
is the one that is working in cahoots with the FCT. Those that were giving him so much trouble in the first place. Those that the state assembly that will return. We do not know the agreement he reached during the so-called reconciliation
Meeting with the
that
president.
brokered the last reconciliation meeting with the president. If it was agreed that the FCT minister will also appoint all or substantial number of the commissioners. So if that would be the case, and the FCT minister appoints commissioners, it means that Fubara will be surrounded by enemies completely. And under that situation, you don't expect the man to function. And the best thing expected of him now to do would be just to declare that he has jumped into APC, because he can no longer function as an opposition over the way it is. So for anyone to expect Fubara now to perform the duty of office the way he used to do before the emergency rule was clamped on, before he was shoved aside, maybe expecting so much, because he will not have that opportunity to perform the way he was doing it without anybody detecting him. Because what brought out the problem was that he tried to extricate himself from the apron string of his godfather, but which really did not work out fine. Now it is left to be seen that he could begin to come and say, okay, I want to go back to that way of life that caused problem. So what I'm seeing a returnee governor that will lose a lot of support base, because many of his supporters are no longer in tandem with what is going on. Yeah. In fact, they didn't even support his going back to do this reconciliation. Yeah. In fact, some people were saying, why? In fact, he should resign and say, I'm no longer interested. So he has a whittled down support base, and now the state will be very hot for him, and people are alleging that the target is for APC to take over the place ahead of 2027. So I don't see a Fubara that is performing excellently and breathing down on things that he believes that this is suffocating enough for me. Right. So
thank you. Yeah. Before we go on break, we're going to go on a quick break now. But before we go on that break, Mr. Uroko, do you see the local government chairmen who have been elected and have been sworn in cooperating with Fubara upon his return?
You know, Josh, most of the things we are doing here are mere permutations.
Yes, sir.
It is difficult to say exactly what is going to happen when Fubara comes back. Just as he just conjectured a lot of things that may happen, but nobody knows what agreement. Since that agreement was made secret, it's just between the three of them, who know exactly what they are coming into do.
Okay, let's even look at. So, if there was an agreement, right? Do you see that agreement standing? Do you see both parties actually this time around obeying and respecting the terms of that agreement that may have been reached?
That is where I'm going to, because if Fubara comes back as executive governor with all the executive powers, he may try to exercise those powers. The only unfortunate thing there is that, as Zebulon has pointed out, there are too many things that are laid on his way, unfriendly terrain that he's coming back to. The local government chairmen are predominantly people from the other party. Let us say the opposition party now.
Yeah.
So they don't bear any allegiance to him. Is it the only three PDP that can make things happen? The only way he can control those chairmen to a little extent is because the fact that local government and states have common purse. It may be the one to disburse money to them. So it is your own best interest as either APC local government chairman or PDP to obey the governor so they can get your whatever is your due. But for them to be very loyal to him as in ordinary situation where a governor controls everything in the state, that is not going to be, it may not happen.
Okay.
And I think myself, I align with the thinking that the best way for him to even survive the remaining 2 years is to join the bandwagon.
Join the APC.
Join the APC so that he can have his peace and then run the governor, the term that that's the number of years he still have remaining.
Yeah.
But it is still a very dicey situation for Fubara when he comes back, because when before he went for this reconciliation, he had the support of his people. Many of them were talking tough. Oh, you cannot do this. And even before the emergency rule, oh, you are the state governor, for Christ's sake. Why not wield the big stick against those who are against you? But he never knew that kind of thing was coming from the other side. So,
all right.
It's neither here nor there for anybody to say.
Thank you so much. Well, there's this people have this conjecture whether he will join the APC or remain in the PDP, and in whose interest would that be if he joins the APC, and in whose interest will it be if he remains in the PDP? Well, we wait to see, but we hope that the emergency rule will be lifted by Mr. President to enable Fubara return as the governor of Rivers State. I mean, for the last 6 months, well, it's not been so much been piece of the graveyard, like Zeb said. We've seen some level of political stability, as it were, but what about economic progress? How much of that have we seen?
Nothing.
But we hope that as it returns, hopefully, that we begin to see some level of both economic and political progress in the
state.
Because at the end of the day, governance is all about the people. It's not really about the political, the politicians that we talk so much about a lot of time. We're going a short break. When we return, we will be discussing in a very short moment the warning, as it were, by the Islamic cleric Sheikh Gumi to the military not to provoke the bandit, and wondering what that means. So as we return, we'll talk about that. We're going a short break now. Welcome back. This is TBD TV Roundtable, where we discuss issues in our country and then try to put them in perspective, now bring some analysis to it for better understanding of those who may not actually be in the know of some of these issues. This time around, we're going to talk about Sheikh Gumi. Of course, he's a popular Islamic cleric, controversial, as it were. I mean, on Sunday, we saw where bandits were calling to a peace meeting, and of course agreed that they're going to stop kidnapping, killing, and all of that in Katsina State. And then, of course, after that, we saw a Facebook post by Sheikh Gumi warning the military to abide, by the agreement that the bandits have signed, and then not to provoke them. And one is wondering, is this coming from a patriotic mind, or is it? I'm just wondering, because for a long time we've seen Sheikh Gumi, especially under the previous administration of Buhari, always coming in between, the government and the bandits, a lot of time negotiating on their behalf. And then we are wondering why it seems as if this man is just talking for the bandit, and that because these are supposed to be criminals, right? People who have killed people, and then you see him warning the military not to provoke the bandit. Zeb, I'm wondering, is Nigeria that weak to the extent that we are being warned, so to say? Because when I say we, because we are all involved, really. The military is being warned not to provoke bandits.
Yeah.
I can't understand this.
It's not strange. It's not strange. if you have read some of the things happening across the globe, there are people who understand how these bandits and how these criminals operate. And they are the people that are in the right position to advise government.
Really?
Yes. Gumi had been very close to these bandits and has helped government in time past, unraveling some of the mysteries surrounding these things. You see, when a state fails, a lot of things come up. It's obvious that the Nigerian state have not been succeeding in the fight against banditry and all these other sister organizations, this
ISWAP, Boko
ISWAP and Boko Haram and all the terrorists. So this man Gumi has understood what is happening. Our correspondent 2 Sundays ago, we ran a story, what is happening in Katsina. Local government chairmen, traditional rulers went into the bush to meet these bandits, and they signed an agreement. And these are the bandits that have been killing people, because the people have come to their wits' end and they believe that the government can no longer do anything. And they gave themselves up and say, please, bandits, we want to sign an agreement. Don't kill our people. These are what we are going to do. So Gumi is just simply saying to the government, since you people cannot help your people, do not make any noise. Do not say anything that will aggravate the situation. Allow the people, what they have sorted out has been the best way to go about it, to have peace. Allow them to have peace, since you cannot provide any peace on your own. So it is a new thing. Look at the Zamfara state governor recently said he knew where these bandits are. People know them. They are not spirits. People know them. One politician of APC member, a highly placed APC member living in Abuja, recently came on channel to say that his life was in danger because he spotted out that some people, even in government, were sponsoring some of them on camera, on television screen. So people know these people, they are not hidden. So what Gumi was just saying is a sarcastic thing, so to speak. If you people cannot help Katsina people, allow them the peace they have entered into with this peace accord they have entered into with these bandits. Let it work. That is what he's saying. So whether he was misunderstood or not, people should see his advice as what it is. He said government has failed. People should be allowed to okay, when a minister has told you to go and learn how to defend yourself, is that a best advice? It shows you that they are tired. Things have gone out of their hands. So Gumi is saying, when we have come to this point, allow people to choose whatever method that they feel that could help them.
That could help them.
Yes.
Chuka, in light of what Gumi said, and of course in the following Zeb's analysis of that statement, can we then say that perhaps we should go for the bandit to protect us as against the military that is supposed to be security forces that should protect Nigeria? So should we then say, okay, look, bandits, come and protect us? I mean, what's your view on this?
I think the whole thing is very, very disappointing, frustrating, if you ask me. That a non-state actor like Gumi is not new to terrorism. It's not new to banditry. It's not new to Boko Haram activities. But the fact that that man says whatever he likes and goes free, he walks free. It's only in Saudi Arabia he went for Hajj and they say, no, you can't perform it here. And that's a decent society. This kind of character shouldn't be allowed to mix up with decent people. But here, somebody does that kind of thing, and it goes to show you how much importance government attaches to the lives of the people, that people can rise and kill as many as 130 people in a day. And not even a word came from the people who are supposed to protect us. Because governance is about protecting the people.
And you know, so what is worrisome, right? In this case, on Sunday, during this peace meeting, is that some of these bandits actually came to that peace meeting with their
that's what I'm saying. I just wanted to say that.
And they sat down, and then after they left, nobody was able to arrest
what
I
want to say in that is that we have kind of resigned to fate in this country. That this is, when you call somebody, calling them bandits is on the instruction of the government to euphemize the idea of, oh, these are not terrorists. They should not be called terrorists, in a way to pacify them. So call them bandits. Whether terrorists or bandits, they are killers, which everybody knows. Then these people came like any other human being to a meeting, even though they were carrying their gun, and then they were negotiating how to stop killing innocent people. We are not in a war situation. But people have decided to be killing other fellow Nigerians. Then government is negotiating with them how to stop killing people. Because negotiating with them means, what do we give you so you don't do this? And we, in actual fact, we are not supposed to do it at all. That anybody who kills
should face the law.
Face the law. But these people are, what it means that they are above
the law.
They are above the government.
That's what it means.
That's what it means. Before any country pulls out its military to go and fight, it means it is the highest of problem, insecurity in the situation, in the system. But here we are, where soldiers are frequently sent, and many of them don't come back. Yet those people continue to operate. Now they come like people coming for labor union, coming to negotiate salary with the government. And nobody says anything. Why not, when the meeting was going on, you surround them with whatever power, military firepower that you have, and arrest all of them, and then to get, because once you arrest their leaders, the other ones will be weak. So it means, but your proposition is an extreme case. They are not trained to kill people. They are not trained to protect us. They are not security men. These are wicked, deadly men who have taken up arms against their fellow human beings, unprovoked. They just kill. And they kill thinking that they are getting at the government. They don't kill the people because they have stolen any of their property. They kill so that government can attract attention. Then somebody is known to be negotiating with these people. Somebody is known, because if he negotiates with them, it means he can even supply arms to them. But it's unfortunate.
All right. I think we are completely out of time.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Uroko. Thank you, Mr. Zeb, for joining me today on the BDTV Roundtable. And I think this is where we are going to draw the curtain for today. I want to thank you, viewers, for watching. We just hope and pray that the government would do whatever it is that they need to do to arrest the insecurity situation in the country, and give that level of protection that Nigerians truly need to be able to go about their lawful business, because we can't continue like this, a situation where bandits are being, or someone is warning the military not to provoke bandit terrorism, because that's what they are actually. I mean, it's so sad to see or to hear such a statement coming from a cleric, but that's where the country is today. But we hope that the government will rise up to the occasion and then stop the killing of Nigerians wherever they are in any part of the country. This is where we draw the curtain for today on BDTV Roundtable. I want to thank you for watching. My name is Joshua Bassey. Join us next week when we come your way again. Thank you.